Welcome to Undercurrents of Romance, the show that celebrates every subgenre of romantic fiction. In each episode, I peel back the layers of your favorite love stories and chat with the talented authors who bring them to life. I'm your host, Tracey Devlyn. Now, let's dive in with today's guest. Hello, romantics. I'm here with Canadian author Ellie K. Wilde to talk about her new romantic comedy, Only in Your Dreams. Welcome, Ellie.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, I'm very excited to have you here as well. Why don't we start out and do something a little bit fun? You describe the guys in your books as dirty-mouthed cinnamon roll heroes. Do explain.
Well, cinnamon roll is just a part of a terminology of the genre. It's men with perhaps a more stern exterior, but then you get to know them and they're all gooey and warm on the inside, and they're just my favorite type of character to write. And I think the dirty mouth just speaks for itself.
Yeah, it does. Um, in Only in Your Dreams, it's book two of what you call the Oakwood Bay series. Is that correct?
Book one.
Oh, it's book one in the series. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know where I got book two. I apologize.
Book two is hot on its tail. It's coming out in 6 months, so that's maybe where that came from.
Okay. Yeah, no telling with me where I got it. I just throw things in there just to keep the guests on their toes to make sure they're awake with me. Can you just give us a quick intro into Only in Your Dreams, which is a beautiful cover. I now this is an advanced reading copy. Is this the final cover for the book?
It is for the most part. It's just missing Peyton Corinne's lovely
Okay.
blurb at the top and then all the
Okay.
fun stuff at the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Only in Your Dreams, I would describe it as a bit of a cross between Friday Night Lights with the football team drama and maybe a lighthearted modern day The Notebook, where Melody returns to her small town after a decade away, really hoping to avoid Zach, who is her twin brother's best friend, because he broke her heart the last time they saw each other. Unbeknown to Melody, Zach has been pining for her the entire time and decides that now's the time to sort of make it up to her, all while keeping things quiet from her twin brother, who made it very clear that things with his sister were off limits to his group of friends.
Yes, yes, that created quite the issue for Zach and Melody because Zach stuck to it like the best friend that he is. So readers will find out a little bit more about that when they read the book. But that was a a great obstacle, I guess, that they had to kind of get over there. I have to say, I'm never going to look at mud in quite the same way after reading this. How much fun did you have writing the reunion camping scene?
It was a ton of fun. Only in Your Dreams is actually my third romance. So I'm always looking for ways to get creative with the whole book, but intimacy scenes in particular, which can get a little repetitive after a while. So just always looking for new, fresh angles, and why not, a glorified bit of mud wrestling to start the book off.
Have you done much camping yourself? Did you pull from experience or is that
I
all
have not camped a
imagination?
day in my life, Tracy, not a day.
Okay. All right. All right. You heard it
I am
here.
very much
So there you
a
go.
pampered in the
Imagination.
hotel kind of girl.
Yes. No, well, you did a great job. I don't know if you tapped into somebody who does camping or if that's just wholly from imagination or watching TV, but I thought you did a wonderful job getting it all figured out.
Thank you. Thank you.
I probably should rewind just a little bit. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? How what maybe if you have a day job, if what you did before writing, if you're full-time writing, just whatever you want to tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I published my first romantic comedy about 2 years ago. I've always, been an avid reader and done a bit of writing, but it's not until 2020 when I just found myself with an abundance of spare time in quarantine that I decided to give it a real shot and write something a full piece of work. But I was doing it for fun. Like I really genuinely didn't expect a single thing to come of it. My first book wasn't even proofread when I published it. So to just truly illustrate that I was just having a good time, it was a hobby for me. And then somehow it just caught attention and snowballed into this. And I've just been so grateful to have found such amazing readers who have followed me through my indie journey and now into trad pub. So I mean, I just feel like the luckiest girl.
Yeah, have fun. Are you still doing both indie and trad, or have you moved over into trad completely, or how does that work?
Yeah, so I still have my debut duology. That's
Okay.
still indie. Only in Your Dreams did publish indie first and has been, the rest of the trilogy is now trad. And I mean, who knows about the future? I think it's always fun to dabble in both. I
Mhm.
love the entrepreneurial side of being indie and just sort of owning the journey from start to finish. And I could definitely see myself revisiting that in the future, but right now my focus is obviously on finishing up this
Mhm.
trilogy.
There's great aspects of both the indie part of it and the trad part
Absolutely.
of it. Having control on the indie side where you can make some of those decisions, and like you said, the entrepreneurial part. But it's also great to know that you have a team that's going to help guide you through the process. They've got
Oh
your
yeah.
back. If you need some, bookmarks or something like that, they can help you get those. And so there is something about having a traditional publisher help you through the process. That's just it's a cool experience as well. So uh,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I mean, I'm just so lucky to have ended up with the team that I did. And I think as well that my experience in indie has made this an even better experience because I've just gained so much more confidence as an author, and I know my readers and I know the genre, and it's really allowed me to sort of agree with their vision with confidence and sort of suggest alternatives when the time came. And I just found that the transition has been really great, and just so grateful for my indie experience.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, one of the things I like to dive into on this show is what I'm calling a story's undercurrent. And every romance novel has a great story about the people falling in love. But what I like to explore is the second beating heart, that thing that is helping to propel the lovers towards their HEA or their happily ever after. Do you know what the undercurrent is that's flowing beneath Melody and Zach's story?
I mean, I know what the one I mean, I know what I think it is, but I am always
Sure.
interested in hearing what other people think. Um, for me, it's really, and it's reflected in both characters' character arcs, is really just this idea that you're capable of more than you think you are. That's visible in Zach's storyline where he starts off really just down on himself about his career and not really sure if he belongs there in this high profile role that's been given to him. Obviously to end up realizing that he has the admiration of his peers later on, but it's even more prevalent in Melody's story. Who returns home to recover from an emotionally and financially abusive relationship and just really feeling unsure about her capabilities and her ability to trust her own judgment and to trust the people around her, and just her ability to sort of achieve the goals that she had set out for her when she first left her small hometown. And um, that it's such a amazing thing to have readers really connecting with her arc. And um, I just, it's a an interesting one to dive into for sure.
Yeah, I thought her arc you did so well. It was very interesting to watch her realization about the actual relationship that she had
Mhm.
with Connor. With that was his name, right? Connor.
Yeah.
Um, how what she saw until people started pointing things out to her,
Mhm.
and then just her coming to that slow realization is like, yeah, he was he was not a good guy, you know. He was manipulating her the whole time, which I hopefully none of that's a spoiler, but I really found that just kind of slow realization very compelling as I read through the story. So well done on that.
Thank you.
What what draws you to writing either sports romantic comedies or just rom-coms in general? You said you started it as a hobby. Were you reading them ahead of time, or or is this just what your natural voice is?
I think, well, I do think my writing voice does lend itself to the genre. But I have always not always read romance, but always been so drawn by the romantic subplots in the books that I read. Just love them so much, and didn't realize until my 20s that there were actual books just dedicated to relationships and character growth and character driven plot, and it was just such an amazing realization. For me though, romance is just there's just nothing better than those butterflies of falling in love, and I just find that in reading and writing romance you just get to experience that with every new book. And um, the escapism is you can't beat an escape an escapism rooted in a guaranteed happy ending.
Right, right. And all those firsts, you get to experience all those firsts with a budding
So fun.
relationship over and over and over. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is pretty amazing. What what are two or three tropes that readers can look forward to while reading Only in Your Dreams? I don't know if you've thought about that or not, but can you think of a couple of tropes that readers like?
Yeah, so I would say second chance, modification on second chance because they didn't quite make it into their relationship
So
before
close.
having that separation. So close. But really amazing to see them reconnect. It's you've got a bit of forbidden relationship because he is her twin brother's best friend. And they're sneaking around him. So you got all the fun bits of the secretive relationship. And the big one is the it's always been you. I think you can't really make it through the book without being at awe at Zach's long-term feelings and just how he expresses them. And I just love that part of the book.
It's one of my favorites, you know, that always you. I'm drawn to that one quite a lot myself.
It always
So,
delivers.
yes, it does. Do you have a romance book that you have recently read that you would recommend, and maybe tell us why?
So recently I read The Jock by Tal Bauer. It's two main characters meet in a short study abroad in France. So you see them fall in love there, and then return home to sort of face the realities of their relationship. One of them is Wes. He is a star college football player, trying to make the pros. And the other is Justin, who goes to the same school. And you just, it's so lovely and so heartbreaking at the same time because I think it reflects the realities of coming out as a
Mm.
pro athlete or a potential pro athlete. And yeah, that book just tore me apart and then just put me back together. I loved every second of it.
Oh, great. All right. Well, I will make sure I put a link for that in the show notes along with all of your links as well. Where do you like to write? Do you have a specific place that you write, or do you move around, or
You're looking at
yeah,
it.
okay, all right. Okay, right there.
I've just taken up I mean, you asked earlier if I was doing this full time. I am now a month into doing this full time. So my office is my
Con-
office, and
Congratulations.
my yeah, you can't see it from this angle, but I've got my published books there, which serve as a great motivator and
Yes.
encourager when the imposter syndrome starts to knock on my door. And always got music going. There's nothing better than listening to Taylor Swift when you're writing romance, so you can expect this room to be filled with her music anytime I'm writing.
Okay, great. So maybe that might be your superstition. I was going to say either superstitions or routines. Do you have anything like that that you could share with us that helps get those creative juices flowing?
Such a good question. I do think the eras of Taylor Swift, just cycling through the albums based off the type of scene that I'm writing, for sure. This new strategy, maybe less so of a superstition than it is a strategy that I've started with this, my current work in progress, is not trying to get it perfect on the first try, which is I think is a lot of authors struggle with, is getting that perfect first draft and just embracing the chaos of a first draft and how uneloquent and unfunny it is, and just forging ahead and then realizing that you get to build on that later is really the mentality that I've tried to adopt with my current work in progress, and it's worked amazingly.
Well, I hope you are successful in embracing the chaos. I haven't quite figured that one
It's
out after
hard. It's
so
hard.
many books, but I still have to go back and tinker a little bit before I can move on. It's so I
Everyone
guess it's
works
just my
differently.
process.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, well, you mentioned that you have a work in process that you're writing right now. Is that what you know, I guess my question is, do you have anything that you'd like to share? Any other exciting projects or anything kind of in the wind that you can tell us about, or is it all, you know, hush hush?
It is not hush hush, and I'm so excited about it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so the second book of the Oakwood Bay series does come out this summer. It's a quick 1-2 release. It comes out on July 8th. It's called Only Between Us. It follows Brooks from Only in Your Dreams, who is a former NFL star making a comeback to the league, who is forced to fake date the ex-girlfriend of another high-profile player when a picture of them goes viral. And it's so fun, so steamy. It's the perfect summer read to have with you on the beach.
Well, he's got that dating. I don't want to.
I know, he's just a
He's got
pro.
that experience already,
It's not his
so
first
that's
fake
great.
relationship.
Okay. Great. All right. Well, Only in Your Dreams release on January 21st. So this is coming out a week from now from when we're talking. So just yesterday. So happy day after release day, right? So be
Thank you.
sure to go out and order your copy. Where's the best place for readers to connect with you online?
Instagram, I'm there constantly, more than I should be. So definitely find me on there.
Yes, social media. It's our bane of existence, isn't
It really
it?
is, but where would we be without it? So
Exactly.
can't complain too much.
For sure. Ellie, thanks so much for joining me, and many thanks to everyone listening. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Undercurrents of Romance. You can find more information about the show at tracydevlyn.com/podcast. Undercurrents of Romance is a proud member of Authors on the Air Global Radio Network. I'll be back soon with another great read. In the meantime, enjoy the adventure, everyone. Bye.